Busch Series Racing on Fox is presented by America Online. Want a better internet? You belong at America Online. Welcome back to Mexico City, where Adrian Fernandez just lost the lead to Martin Truex Jr. Fernandez got up on the rumble strips, and that opened the door for Truex. Shane Meal at third, trying to hold off Reed Sorensen as they go into turn 5.
Harvick
and
right there.
Yep, Kevin Harvick in that white and green number 21. Carlos Contreras right behind him. Another great effort for the former Craftsman Truck Series driver. Let's show you the lead change.
Coming down to turn 1 here. Rolled it in there nice. Don't see any problem there.
Lead change happening coming out of turn number 3. Another driver having trouble at that corner, our pole sitter. Jorge Getters has had a spin and dropped back to 26th position. Well, Truex is not point chasing, Darrell. He's a man on a mission.
When he and Fernandez got up there racing each other, I was surprised how aggressive Martin was being. I think Fernandez had got some problems.
Here comes Shane Meal to the inside. Fernandez leaves him just enough room. Has the line in 2. Oh, Michel Jourdain.
That's big.
Caution is out.
He's crashed hard.
Looks like down here in 7 and 8.
Turn 8. You see 2 flags in use. The yellow flag, which is the caution flag, and the blue flag, which usually in road racing means a faster car is coming up on you. Here, NASCAR has instructed the drivers the blue flag would be used to indicate sand, fluid, or some other problem on the course. Here's the lead change. Jourdain goes behind the wall. And under this caution flag, we're told that David Stremme, who is suffering from a bit of the flu, will be replaced by J.J. Yaley, whose car is already out of the race.
Now, this is what's interesting about these cautions. We were talking, as you see, Martin Truex Jr. in the 8 car, and the cars behind him, Fernandez in the 5, Mill in the 32, Reed Sorensen in the 41. They are about 5 or 6 laps away from their window. Pitting right here necessarily would not do them any good unless they would be banking on the fact they could get enough cautions to buy them the distance. They didn't really, these guys they did not want this caution flag right here.
Well, you know what you got to do then, if that's the case, stay out until there's one to go.
Because we heard Matt Yoakum talking to Bono Mannion, Martin Truex Jr.'s crew chief. He can run about 34, 35 laps. So when he pitted on lap 9, he needs to go to lap 44 to make that stop.
See the red with black flag, the X flag being waved. Pit road is pit road open?
No, it's not open.
I thought I saw the flag on the outside of turn 8, showing the drivers that pit road has not yet opened.
The longer they keep pit road closed, the better off for these guys. That's one more lap getting closer to their window.
Here's what happens to Michel Jourdain. He gets tagged by Carl Edwards.
Yep, that's Carl behind him in the 60.
Yep. Ouch. That's 2 hard hits this weekend for Jourdain.
Yeah, his throttle hung on him in practice Friday when he had a hard crash. That was a backup car.
38 laps complete, closing in on halfway under caution in Mexico. And by new Q from Quaker State, the heat-activated oil that helps maximize the power of your engine. 38 laps complete. We're under caution for Michel Jourdain's crash. We're 2 laps shy of halfway at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City, Mexico. Next weekend, NASCAR moves to Las Vegas. Our coverage begins Friday on Speed Channel with Nextel Cup qualifying and Busch Series qualifying. Then Saturday, Nextel Cup practice, followed by the Busch Series race presented by TGIF on FX. Sunday begins with NASCAR this morning on Speed Channel, leading up to the Nextel Cup race on Fox. And then NASCAR Victory Lane on Speed wraps up the whole weekend. NASCAR across the Fox networks all next weekend. Matt?
Mike, Elliott Sadler is not a happy camper. The original game plan was to go to lap 37. Then they decided to stretch it to lap 39. He is now out of fuel. Elliott's upset because they deviated from their original game plan. He's now looking for a push. And Jeff Hammond, believe it or not, I'm feeling a few sprinkles down here.
Matt, unfortunately, I'm feeling the same thing down here on the other end of pit road. We're taking a look right now at Michelle Jourdain's car. The crew is working very feverishly trying to get the front nose cut off, replace the radiator and everything to try to get him back out. Remember, they're running for points, and I know this is not exactly what Michelle wanted to have happen to him today. It's not the way you wanted to kind of have your show as far as your hometown's concerned. What happened on the racetrack?
Well, as I went into the last corner, a black car, I don't know who was that. I mean, he was far behind me, and when I drove into the corner, I knew he was inside me, but I gave him space inside of me, and he just still hit me. It's very slippery out there, and I think he just went straight into me.
As you can tell, he's pretty disappointed right now, but the crew is trying to get him back on the racetrack.
Thanks, Jeff. The driver that got into Jourdain was Carl Edwards. Here is Elliott Sadler trying to make it to his pit.
And we're on one to go.
Yeah, we thought we had lost track of him making a pit stop.
Let me know where the pace car is.
We do a pretty good job of staying on top of it, and we could not find where he had made a pit stop. I could find...
The car is just starting to get to turn 4 now. Okay, guys, what we talked about, 4 tires, fuel and adjustment.
So he'll be about half a lap behind when they wave the green flag.
Well, he's finally made it to his pit box. They're going to change 4 tires, filling up with fuel. I couldn't find anyone that could run this far on fuel, so I'm not surprised he's out.
Now let's have a look at the lead change that put Martin Truex Jr. back out front in the number 8. Through the chicane.
You can see the car slides out right there. And when it does, wow. Oh my gosh, that's got that Carl Edwards look to it. And look at the fender on the left front of the 5 car. Did a little damage to it too.
So there's Truex, who made the crossover and took the inside line. David Stremme is out of his car. Has now relief from J.J. Yaley.
Let me tell you, Mike, this is a tough road course. Even though we've had a lot of cautions, those S's in this track will wear you out.
Trying to get Elliott Sadler refired. Not like that, Matt.
Trying to get the fire out. They were spraying ether in that cowl area while they were completing the pit stop because he was out of fuel. Luckily, that is a NASCAR-mandated fire suit trying to put that fire out. Tough break for this team. They came in here expecting good things. Elliott excited about running this weekend. Tough break for this team.
All right, let me explain why the crewman puts his arm over that. It's to block off the air supply that's feeding the flame and trying to snuff it out that way. Oh, tough break.
To get out.
Yes. Yes, I'd get out.
And this is a car that qualified 10.
Started, Elliott.
Been running in the top 10 the whole race.
Well, if it'll start, that'll put the fire out. But here comes the pace car. We're ready to get back under green. They'll take the halfway sign with the green flag at lap 40. And Elliott Sadler, I think, will go a lap down as they come by.
Well, let's see. Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. He's going to be on the roll when he gets there.
Green flag. And here comes Harvick. Pounding on the outside. He's going to go all the way to second place. Wow.
That was a legal move, though. They told him in the driver's meeting, when the green flag comes out, you can pass to the left. That's what he did. Yeah. He took advantage.
They didn't say you had to keep all 4 tires on the pavement, did they?
No, sir.
Harvick to second.
Just remember, Harvick in the 21, Kevin Harvick on a little fresher tires. He pitted back on lap 17. He can go a little bit further than these guys. We're going to see Martin Truex Jr. in the 8, Fernandez in the 5, and Sorensen in the 41 to pit road in about 3 or 4 laps.
Now, that was a great move by Kevin, assuming that he didn't go too soon.
Harvick to the inside. That long, looping, decreasing radius turn 4. If you're on the inside there, it doesn't set you up well for turn 5, and now they come to the S's.
Kevin's car's handling it quite a bit better than the 8 car is.
But he's on those fresher tires.
Fresher tires.
The 8 car's on 30, 32 lap tires. That's the reason you're seeing those top 3 or 4 besides Harvick really start to slide around.
Harvick's move to the left was legal and was legally timed. As the flag came out, Harvick made his move to the left and got his jump. And don't forget who drives Kevin Harvick's car, the king of restarts, Ron Hornaday.
But I tell you, Kevin Harvick in the 21 and Carlos Contreras back in the 40 car. We still have half this race to go, but I'm going to tell you, the move of the race could be Rick Vires, Kevin Harvick's crew chief, the 21, and Ed Buffington, Carlos Contreras' crew chief, by getting those guys on the pit road on lap 17 right before the caution came out.
There's Hornaday in the 33, or excuse me, it's not. It's Carlos Contreras in the 40, locking him up a bit as he's under pressure from the 1 of Boris Said. Ron Fellows has climbed back up to 7th place, right behind Said. Clint Boyer having a fine trouble-free run in 8th in the number 2. Then 9th, Denny Hamlin also having a good rookie road course outing, and Rusty Wallace in 10th.
We have a lot of guys up there in the top 10 that does not have a lot of road course experience.
Yeah, but we got a couple that really have a lot. Boris Said and Ron Fellows.
Yes, we do.
And they're just, again, they'll be there. You give me one driver, one race on a road course, I'll take Ron Fellows.
I will say these next 2 or 3 laps for that 8 car, for that 5 car, that 41 is going to be nail-biting, because if they can make it to that lap 44, which is 2 to go, then we know they probably can make it to the end without stopping.
Martin Truex Jr., the Busch Series champion, under heavy pressure from Kevin Harvick as they complete 42 laps.